Welcome to Inside the Firm, a podcast dedicated to small business owners and hosted by entrepreneurs, Alex Gore and Lance Cayko. Each week, they take you on their journey of how to start, run, and grow a business by bringing you inside their architecture and real estate development firm. Get a behind-the-scenes tour of how these business leaders manage their clients and foster company culture while creating new and innovative projects. And now your hosts, Alex Gore and Lance Cayko.
Welcome to another episode of Inside Your Firm. I'm here with Lance Cayko. I'm Alex Gore. We have a great show for you today. We're going to preview a live dashboard of how to onboard your clients and give feedback, and then also explore how to jumpstart housing, which can help everyone. So let's dive into it. And as we do,
buy the dip.
It's not dipping.
It dipped this morning. Bitcoin hit a high of almost 112,000. And now it dipped, and I should have bought.
Oh, 109. Yep, 108. 108.9.
Anyway.
Buy the dip.
Anyway.
Get on the rocket ship,
Yeah.
which is revitrocketship.com. Go check it out, where yours truly trains you about how to model like it gets built so that you have more responsibility, which equals more reward. Get on that rocket ship.
Arcat.com is your one-stop shop for specifications, CAD details, BIM content, and so much more. Whether you're an architect, engineer, or contractor, Arcat has the tools you need to streamline your projects and stay ahead of the curve. Best of all, it's completely free to use. Start your next product search at Arcat. That's ARCAT.com.
Lance and I had a meeting with the guys at North Star, Nicholas and Noel, yesterday, and they basically made us a onboarding thing that we are going to kind of review and look at. And if you are interested in doing something like that for yourself, know what I need to get there, guys, is what
Website?
Yeah.
Oh, one sec.
We'll get it.
I'm going to. Are you there? Are you?
No. I'm still looking.
Oh, okay, good. That's even better then. We interact a lot on LinkedIn. 1 second here. And I will find it.
Lance will find it.
Nick Harrison.
Yep.
Of New Zealand. NickHarrison.co.
There you go.
Go to
NickHarrison.co.
Yeah, check him out.
Okay, Lance, pull it up.
I've got it pulled up.
So
I had it pulled up.
Now it's loading.
There we go.
We're going to create our first brief. And what we talked about, what they showed us is that they had it so that you can integrate it to your website. And you can have people log on. I mean, actually just go there and start doing it. I think that might be too confusing for people. So what we told them about is that we want to start it and then send it to our clients to fill in more.
Perfect.
Yep. So the first thing.
And I would love, if we can streamline this sucker, man, I think it's going to be for better communication, better products, projects, all that.
Yep.
I'm excited.
Okay, go to create your first.
Here we go, clicking. If you're following on YouTube, you can check this out as in real time.
Yep. You can, yep.
Lance's fake house. Fake/real. Oh, won't let me do it? Yeah, it will. Real house. Cool. Okay, creating brief. Your input, design brief. Your input helps F9 Productions design smart and design and build smarter. This brief is blah, blah, blah. It's a starting point. Okay, cool. Let's build your vision with F9 Productions. Interesting. That's very F9 specific. Geez, I think that's from our website.
Yep. Now, stop here. I have to give an overview of a couple different things, right? So there's this onboarding page. They have a couple other abilities that they have. One is that they have a chat bot, and it's that little circle thing, and maybe it needs to indicate something else like
chat.
Yeah, chat.
I would just have it say chat.
And what it does is when you fill this out, you can ask that chat questions. So instead of going through everything, you can be like, how many kids did they have and what's their names and things like that. The other thing that they can make is that there's an ability for people to call, and it goes to an AI person. I don't know if that's the vibe that we want to personally give off, right? That seems like a more corporate decision.
Sure.
Rather than a personal decision, right? Okay, so on the left-hand side is basically everything that you can fill out. And then right here, it says design brief, and then it says our design build process. What's your takeaway from this first page?
Looks complicated.
Thank you.
I need it to be easier. I would want the inward outward look here. Like if a client's looking at this, it's just the whole mindset should be easy button. What is the easy button for this? Because so for us, that's what we try to do anyway for owners, is we need to be an easy button. We need to cut through. For a house, for example, there's over 2,000 decisions that every homeowner has to make if they're designing and building a new house. And so, all right, we're supposed to consolidate that.
Yep. So right now, I had the same reaction. Instead of having the design brief and our design process, that's like a separate thing. You're splitting their brain into two different things. We wanted them to start their design brief. So right here, when they land, it should be start to fill out things. That's all it should be, is start to fill out things.
They should just be prompted.
Yep.
How many bedrooms? Boom. And then from there, it could go like, okay, types of bedrooms. And I'm trying to think of a really good example.
Well, we're going to go through and we'll see their order. So scroll down.
Yep.
Begin your design brief.
Oh, okay. What is this then? This is just to learn about the process?
So that's the process.
I don't want that at all. Just delete it. Just delete this.
Yep. And then
just click this.
But, click that first. This should be the first page. Scroll up. You don't even why click anything.
Oh,
you should land here.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, now start filling it out. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Trying to do this with my mic in the way. 1 second here. Let me move it around. Okay. Lance.
Yep.
Cayko.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Look at that. I live in.
Yeah, you live there.
That's where I live, Fort Collins now. Email. I'll put my name in there. That's fine.
Sure. And we don't have to fill out all of this, but email.
You actually do.
All these are stars.
You actually do. But that's another good point. How much of this is redundant? Because for us, this is we've already signed the client. So I already have all this. I just need the name again, I guess, maybe. And then here's some stuff you don't have to fill out, which we already know. So I think this is also not necessary. The description is also not necessary. This is helpful. The move-in preference is helpful, right? Because let's say I say, I want to move in 01/01/2026. That's awesome. That helps me build a schedule backwards. So let me just recap real quick. The project information should just be
project name.
When you want to move in, when you want to be. That's what I need. But everything else I already have.
Okay, then time out here. We got to think. What are we going to use this for? This is for the whole project team. Will now have all this information, right?
That's true.
So, I mean, it could be, honestly, Lance, we signed the contract. They know, here's the email, here's the stuff. Our staff could fill all that out. And then
Al and I should be filling this out. This part out. Yes.
Okay.
This first page.
Then,
so maybe it's okay that we fill it exactly. We preload it, then send in the link. Sure.
Yep. The only thing I would say then, what if it's a couple, a husband and wife? Can you do a comma and put in my email too? Will that work? And then can you put... Because if we want our staff... And then put Lance Cayko and Alex Gore. Yeah, because it says name/names. Perfect. Now our staff will know.
Keep going.
AKA Jordan and Pippin.
It's not a big deal. Nice. Right, we're the 1-2 punch.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Okay, let's see if that all works.
Okay, that worked. Good enough. Good. I like that. Look, I'm glad it's there, but you're right. I think that's an admin level task.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, keep going. Oh, this is good.
Would you like F9 Productions to build your project?
Yeah, so the header of this one is project team. Provide information about the professionals involved in your project. Would you like F9 to build your project? Yes or no. You can answer that way. Would you like the project to go to tender? New Zealand.
You New Zealand.
You're upside down. We're right side up.
Yeah.
Anyway, would you like? I think what they mean is, would you like this project to go out to bid with multiple bidders? They said tender, but yeah.
I don't think we need that at all.
I don't.
Why?
You could get rid of that.
Yep, exactly. Because either we're building it or someone else is building it. That's it.
Yep. Do you have a preferred builder? That's not bad.
I like that.
I like that. Do you have a structural engineer? Nope.
Nope, we do all
That's
this.
us. Civil. I don't want your recommend. I literally don't want any client recommendations for consultants.
No.
Like
No.
you can give the clients, potential clients, if you're listening to me, you can give them to me. But I'm probably gonna have a little bit of heartburn about it. I will explain why ours are the best, because we're the best, and then we'll go from there. But I don't need that. Other consultants, this isn't bad. I like sometimes when owners will bring in an interior designer, even though we do interior design.
But know what's great about this? I actually agree with you 100%. What if the other consultants, the civil instructor, what if we're putting this in for our information? We're using this engineer versus this engineer. You know what I mean? Like, what if this is our information?
This
We're
could
using
be
this civil.
Yeah, this could be project team. Yep.
It could almost say your project team, and we are putting that in. So then our staff knows we're using Bob instead of Steve.
I like that too.
Your
Okay.
project team.
Okay. Those are some good tweaks. Next. Budget and timeline is the next one.
Select a budget range.
Cool.
I think they should just be able to put one in. Just no range. Just have them put in.
And what I would want to say is budget range, not to exceed budget. That's really sorry. I just like
Yeah.
Then you can pick your budget categories, select your top budget priorities for budget allocation. I know Sarah would really like this because we talk about this a lot with her within interiors. Is like, where do you want to put most of your money? We just talked about this with our new clients in Boulder County.
Just click on which one would be
kitchen.
You love the kitchen.
I love the kitchen.
Category.
I actually don't give a
priorities.
shit about the outdoor spaces because I have the mountains.
Yep. Design.
Category priorities. What do I like here?
I like that. I like
Design aesthetics. Come on.
Yeah, let's go.
That's all I care about. For my house, I do. Priority area details. Describe areas of your project that are highest priority for your budget. Cool.
I like this.
Budget flexibility notes. I like this. Provide details on how flexible your budget is. That's super helpful to know. I would want the client to tell us that. I want this should also, not only should it be like a data collection point for admin to then disseminate to project managers and project architects at F9 or whatever. It should also be a data gathering place to understand the psychology further of our clients. Like, that's my directive to you guys on this.
Yep. Okay. Going back to.
I need to know their objections. I need to know their hot points. I need to know what they love. I need to know what they hate. I need to pull the truth out of them.
Going back to project team. And maybe this will go somewhere else. Maybe it goes nowhere. But like, again, communicating to our staff. What jurisdiction is this in? Because I sent out a proposal for it. The city address said Morrison, Colorado. So I called them up and I asked them, hey, are you guys going to review this or Jeffco? And they said Jeffco. And that affects, you probably know, Jeffco is different than any small city.
Yep.
So I would put that in project team. Click back on the left-hand side to project team. I'm sure you can just navigate back.
Well, let me move my loom here. Project team.
And then maybe there's another category that just says jurisdiction. And then you put in what jurisdiction.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Back to budget.
Can I just noticed this little pop-up here in project
Oh.
team, meet the F9 team. Let me.
Just click on it. It should be a new. Yep. It opened up in a new tab.
Good.
And they just have to fix the link.
That's okay. But I don't want it that way.
Oh.
I want us to be able to somehow internally from admin load in a staff photo, their contact information, maybe even their experience. So then before the owners even have our first meeting with us, because we do an introduction via email too after we assign projects on Monday. Then it would give them another personal touch, because then I would go, by the way, here's meet the team, and then they would get a good face. Yeah, I know you like that, huh? And then they're preemptively just primed, I guess, before we have that first meeting with them, design meeting with them.
Yep. Another thing, here's a tip I got from Alex Hormozy. He has businesses come into his Las Vegas thing, and they pay like 10 to 30 to 40 grand, something like that. And he goes, him and Layla, his business partner / wife, don't even meet with these people, right? And he goes, here's the key to make that actual work, is that you need to sell your project team, right? So he hires the best, right? And when they start off, it's a group of like, let's 10 businessmen, let's say, and women, let's say they paying 40,000 each, right? Yeah, 10 of them. He's making 400,000, right? Yeah. All right, guys, welcome to the thing. Here's who you're going to be meeting with over the next 2 days. Bob over here is the best SEO expert. What he does is he takes things, like, and then just show the accolades. So I love the idea as project team, like, Bob on our team, Boulder County expert. Yeah. And we have one of those, right? Has done 10 houses, grossing over, if you add all of them up, $20 million. Yep. Like, we need to sell our team. So that.
Exactly. And I mean, maybe you do or don't do this. I do that when it comes to like signature architecture. When people hire us to do another like signature piece for them, with like our Eastwatch series and stuff like that, I really pump that up. I'll be like, oh, you came to us because of Eldorado Walls. Great. I'm gonna put Ross on it because he was the architect with me on that one. So if you guys want to replicate that, no problem. I'm gonna hone in and then sell them, and that's before signing the contract. But then it would help reinforce it too.
Here's the takeaway: even if you don't work with these guys, which you should, Lance, this is now a task for me and you. We need to have some sort of sheet that has all of our staff, and then a bullet point of 10 things for each one of them. And obviously, we can delete irrelevant stuff. So even if this happened tomorrow, we'd be like exactly what you said. Here's a picture of Ross. This is why he's on your team. Boom, 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 boom. Like, bam. They're like, oh, God, I got Ross. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's making me think further. Exactly. It's like, what if we change, because at the end of some of our proposals, we'll put, like, qualifying work. So we put, like, qualifying work and staff. I don't know. You know where I'm going with that, though.
Yeah,
like,
I do.
That's how I think we do it. Like, we get it. That way we end up putting in resumes. So here's what it is we just put out, the whole team worked real hard on this, but I was the primary on it for an RFQ for a city. We're already on-call architects for another county in Colorado, and then we're trying to become ones for this other city, and we had to put all these resumes. And I think we had very good templates for it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just put it on my task to have people fill them out further, and we'll hone in on that. I would like that a lot. That would be a nice personal touch at the end. That way, because like we have the big staff photo at the beginning, and then we hone in on here's who you will be assigned should you sign or whatever.
Yep,
that's like a nice sandwich.
Yeah, I like that.
Cool. Okay.
All right. Did we? Yep. Additional budget notes. I think we did all this.
Project time frame again. Now we're starting to kind of maybe design. I don't know.
Know what? I would almost simplify it. In project info, you had something else. I would just have this one place. When do you want to, and the question is, when do you want to start building by?
Gosh, I feel like after the next iteration of this, we should send it out to like maybe former clients or something like that, or somebody who's just willing to send it to your mom. She's a good, somebody like that.
Yep, exactly. I will
test it out. I'll send it to Kaya. Intern Kaya, my daughter, 16. Yep. She can see how she likes it. We'll do some testing. Okay. Yeah. Communication is the next tab. This is one of my favorite ones. Communication preferences. It gives you all different your client could fill it out. What's the best way to communicate with you? What's your availability? Super helpful. Best times.
I want to add one just to see if anyone else clicks on it. Go back up.
Budget?
No. Scroll up.
Oh.
Preferred communication methods. I want to have a checkbox that says voice memos.
Sure. That's
honestly
fine. No, I'm with you, bro. We talk about them all day. I mean, it's like, we're both into the voice memoing.
I
do it so much.
One of my things for construction that I was telling some of our staff was, in the beginning of the week, tell them what's going to happen, and in the end of the week, sum up what's going on. With these voice memos that I send to this one client, and he's a great client, I just do that every day. I'm just like, hey, I'm here at the job site. What's happening is that they're digging this. Tomorrow they're going to come down and lay this, and then I'm drawing up the changes that we talked about. You know, like, and I'll say it a little bit more personal than that. Just send him a voice memo. He's like, hey, great. Thanks for the update. And then I ask him, hey, do you like this? He's like, yeah, these are awesome. Every day he just knows what's going on. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't have to be near a phone or whatever. He just gets them whenever he gets them.
Mm-hmm.
Bam.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Availability, that's fine. Best times, delete after 5 p.m. for us. We are not doing that evening after 5 p.m.
Delete that, yeah. I'm not doing that.
Expected, okay, what's the drop down? Yeah, you can read it.
Your memes, if you're contacting me after 5, they better be some fire memes, okay? They better be really good.
You could contact,
and I have the highest expectations as a former meme guy, okay?
That would be
Elon
hilarious.
Musk has shared 2 of mine, okay?
Yeah. That they can contact Lance after 5 if it's a meme, and it would be hilarious if they're like constructed related, like.
As long as it's cool and based.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yep.
So okay.
What's
Yes.
the drop down?
What's the drop down?
Yep, right there.
Yeah. So
I don't think we even need this because we have our own. Our expectations are higher than everyone else's. Delete this expected response times.
Yeah, and that's just for us.
Yep.
And then there's uploads. Oh, cool.
Love it.
The uploads are good. So I think we're about halfway there. If I had to sum it up, there's a document uploads at the end. You can upload design inspirations, site documents, surveys, supporting documents. I would also give them the opportunity here, you guys, if they should be like, it should be like document uploads and
links
links because like I want a Pinterest board, I want a house board.
For some reason, I thought that they already had that. So if we've missed this, guys,
we're sorry.
My bad. But
summary.
It should probably be in one place right here.
Yep. And then next it says communication, which
because we didn't click on anything.
Whatever.
Okay, that's fine.
Summary. Yeah. Cool. Then it gives you a good summary of the whole thing. Nice. I like this. This is helpful. I think we're off to a good start.
Yes. Go back to project info.
Up top. Yep.
That's fine. Okay, go to spaces. The third one down on the left-hand side, fourth one down on the left-hand side. Sorry, right here.
Oh, well, that's different than project info. Keep going. Yep.
I know. I switched it to spaces. Okay. Did we skip this one somehow?
Okay, here we go. Spaces, level preference. I want a single level. I actually do.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. This was
2 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1 kitchen, 1 living room, 1 dining room, 2 offices. This is literally the program I'm going to build for my next house. 1 laundry. I do want a mudroom. I do need a pantry. Do I need a pantry? I actually don't need a pantry. Let's put it in the closet where it's soon to be ultra awesome bachelor
closet. Is this like a living room closet?
I'm picking 6 of them because I'm including linens in that. I don't want a basement. I don't want a basement.
That's fine. That's fine. That's cool. Scroll up a little bit. Like each bedroom should have a closet technically. So should that
2
say
garages, 1 garage? What?
Should this say linen?
Yeah, maybe there's a linen.
Yeah, because then I think it's understood
linen / broom. Yeah, and there should be bedroom closet. I think you have to differentiate them. A little autistic, whatever. Then you can add custom spaces. So there you go.
But time out. Hit the plus button for the custom spaces.
Okay, how about this?
Because
closet
if it's
plus.
No, but time out. If it's custom, why is it a drop down? You should be able to name it whatever you want. You should be like, I want a pool room. I want a gambling room. I want a library.
Hold on. Oh, I thought they said it. But either way, like you put the closets in and then you can go down here and you can say primary closet or master closet or whatever, linen closet. You can say what level it's on. Like you get to the details. They're trying to keep it. I don't think you do add any more here at the top. I think we're good.
No. I know, but where it says space type.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah.
I mean,
I was trying to find like custom space type. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sure. Yoga room.
Perfect.
There you go. But that's all it should. It should just be. There shouldn't be a drop down. I see what you're saying. You should just be able to type it in and then click add custom space.
Yep.
And then it comes down. There we go. We're on the same page. We're on the same page.
Yep.
We're close.
Perfect.
Then it gives you all the room details. Okay, now let's go back to the summary again. There we go. Now the summary is a little bit more detailed. Okay, cool. Good stuff. People should be thinking about this, especially for residential. Custom residential needs this.
Yeah.
But I don't know about multifamily. Maybe that we work on that later. Commercial.
Yeah. I like this bottom bar. It just has your contact information.
That's pretty awesome.
Cool. Okay.
What do we got next?
Housing unaffordability pushes rents up.
By Biz Now. Is this Bismarck? Oh, that's what I thought it was when I read it earlier. I'm like, why do we care about Bismarck, Nate?
Yeah, so this is a hard transition away from Nate and what they're doing right into, topics about our industry. Mm-hmm. Renters locked out of housing market push apartment renewal rates to new heights. So essentially, historically, about half of apartment renters choose not to renew their leases the first quarter of 2025. That number has dropped to between 30 and 35%, which basically what this whole thing is saying is because people can't get into housing, they're trapped in rental. And they're not moving, and prices are going up in rental because you're essentially stuck. And that's the worst thing about renting for long, long, long periods of times. If anyone tells you don't get a house, just rent for your entire life, they are landlords. They are landlords. I've only heard that from landlords, and it's absolutely stupid because what they will say to convince you is that, right now, if you want to buy a house and the mortgage, it's going to cost you $2,800, where renting a 3-bedroom will only cost you like $2,500. Yeah. But that's cost you $2,800 to buy that house. And in 10 years, it's still going to cost you $2,800. In 15 years, it's still going to cost you $2,800. Do you think rent is going to stay?
What?
At $2,200, whatever they say it is now?
Sometimes it drops. Sometimes it goes up. It does drop sometimes, for sure. Housing, actually, I am convinced now that it's possible to drop because we are seeing the headlines come out, and it's true.
Yep.
All of the real estate I hold, I get. If you're like me, then you and Al or whatever, you get updates even on your own house. It's like Zillow will find you, Zillow will find you, Redfin will find you, because that's how they work, and that, especially with AI. And they'll just, even if you don't want it, they'll say here's your yearly report, and then you click on it, and then it shows you, and it's been stagnant for 3 years, but you're still making money on the principal and everything like that. Did you say? So I think it can do those things, but is it going to go down to the point where? Is it going to go down to the point is it going to be like a TV? How about that? Is it going to be like a TV? When you were growing up, right? Yep. I know you went over to the friend's house because I did. They had the huge TV.
Big and thick.
Big, thick sucker. That sucker it's as big as this 84-inch one we have right here that we're looking at.
Yeah. Yep.
But it was on the floor. It was massive. That's where you go watch the Tyson fight. Yep. I'm serious. HBO, right? That era. And that TV, you will go over to that house and be like, you guys are fucking rich.
It's like $12,000.
Oh my God. You guys are rich.
Yep.
I was not rich like that. But you would go over to that, and that family, they always had snacks in the pantry. You know know the kind of family I'm talking about.
Yep. And you could just eat those snacks.
Hot mom, the whole bit.
Yep.
Hilarious dad, everything.
Yep.
And now I have that TV for like $500.
Yeah. Exactly.
So the apartments aren't going to do that. They're not going to be like this tech thing. They're not going to have the same effect. We're not going to see the same things like buying a computer and all that other stuff. Did you say though for the rent part of it that it's landlords influencing that psychology?
Yes.
Okay. It is also people who cope. It is. I swear to God. I'm not gonna. This is true. Look, I come from a community of people who cope the most, and these are libertarians who are poor. Okay, poor libertarians are some of the biggest tards when it comes to real estate. They're broke, they get jealous, And as much as they try to be pro-capitalist, I have never seen a group of people more than these people where they're worse than communists when it comes to like makes more sense to rent. And then they come up with all these ideas, and I'm like, fine, but at the core of it, it's like just tell the truth and say you're poor. Like say you're poor. That's okay. Yeah. That's okay.
All right, you just can't afford it right now. And
you can say it that way if you want. You don't have to be completely autistic like me and say I'm poor.
Yeah. Here's a simplified rationale for it. So rent. This isn't rent obviously fluctuates up and down, right?
A little bit.
Yep. Rent tracks with inflation. When you get a mortgage for 30 years, you lock in your payment. And you're not dealing with inflation. So in 10 years, is inflation going to go up or down? In 10 years, it's going to go up at least 3% every year, and that compounds on itself. So would you want to lock in your rent now by buying a house and having a mortgage, and then in 10 years, you'll be paying $1,000 less than rental? Or do you want to just convince yourself that I love the flexibility and the paying my landlord and not having any assets when I pay all this off? Makes no sense.
Just tell the truth about yourself. My goodness.
Yep.
Anyway, I don't know where we were going with this other than renters locked out of
Here's what
housing
I'm
market
going with.
pushes apartment rental rates to new highs.
Honestly, it's
because now the landlords are more in more control, I guess. Is that the point of this?
Because
okay.
you can't get into anything right now. You can't get any, and I want competition because I am a capitalist and not a crony capitalist.
Yeah.
So I want competition so people
You're
can
a
actually choose.
competitionalist. Yeah.
I like it. I
Yeah,
like
dude,
it.
yeah.
Yep. So that goes to the next article.
Okay, the missing middle. Didn't I add this? But now you
did.
put it in? Yay.
Go ahead.
BetterBoulder.com. You should check it out. I was at a roundtable, CEO roundtable, with a bunch of other movers and shakers in Boulder County, and they told me about this article. And so it's I wanted to go into deeper than this. I'm glad. We'll just give you the overview, but man, this is a huge deal. For the first time in maybe ever, I am finally starting to hear it, not just from me or like like one or two other people, this phrase, missing middle, which is the big important phrase we need to embrace if you're a housing advocate like me and Al on both sides. Literally, like, I have children, you have children, you're going to want them to be able to get into housing, right? Build the foundation of American wealth, which is owning your own home and all that other stuff, but then also our business, and we need to design houses for people. There's a big difference between people go back and forth between this attainable versus affordable, and it's the same. It's tricky, and there's nothing sexy about attainable. But affordable is just like, oh, you're literally poor. You're below the AMI. You make peanuts, and so the government has to subsidize it. The developers have to subsidize it, and the governments are actually doing a decent job of it where we live. It's the missing middle. It's the attainable part. So like transitioning from this phrase of attainable housing, where it's like every politician talks about this. It's the teacher, the fireman.
Yep.
They got married. I don't know who does this, but like that's who fell in love, and they need to buy a house.
Yeah.
So developers have been struggling with saying, "Oh, we're providing attainable housing," because they're trying to latch on a little bit to the affordable part, I think.
Yeah.
So they seem softer to everybody they have to convince to let their project happen.
Yep.
And get permission from.
So
moving to missing middle is much better. That speaks directly to the middle class. The psychology behind it is better, and that is what we're missing. We're not actually missing the affordable component. We need to move past this and go, nope, the next focus for the next decade needs to be how do we get more people into owning their homes? How do we tackle the missing middle, you were going to say?
I like changing the words of that because attainable, I think, does confuse people. And then they always ask, and everyone just says firefighter, teacher, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's so many people, receptionists, like just construction worker, manufacturer worker, just general office assistant. Like, we don't need to placate always to the fire department. So the missing middle, I think, just like a lot of people would more identify with that than, oh, I'm a part of the attainable people. No, the missing middle. And I think we could probably dive into this more next week, and maybe we do. But actually, if you go to the next article, I want to set something up.
I want to go back to this. I'm glad
take.
We're just previewing for you guys.
Yep.
CPR, Al's favorite publication, right behind NPR.
Communist Public Radio. I mean, Colorado. I'm just kidding. I don't have anything against it except NPR.
Sorry,
topic.
I'm sorry. I was just trying to be funny.
You triggered me. I won't go into it. Multiple Colorado cities sue Polis, who's the governor, state over housing policy.
This is new.
Yep. 6 home rule cities in Colorado are suing the state, alleging it has unconstitutionally usurped their local authority over land use and zoning as it pushes communities to allow denser housing and development. So these cities are, I'm just going to go down. It is, in addition to Glenwood Village, it is Arvada, Aurora, Glendale, Lafayette, and Westminster. Okay, so Lance, we have praised a couple things that have come from the state. 1, the ADUs being allowed. 2, there was they tried to do stuff on water taps, and there was something else that the state.
Yep.
The one stairwell.
Yeah.
So Lance, you are not. I wouldn't quantify you as libertarian, but you are a capitalist, maximalist, all those things. Where do you lie?
The acronym is STUD. Keep going. I am Al today, I swear. Keep going.
Perfect. We like those things the state is doing because we know that there's a bunch of NIMBY people and they will everyone from these things is like, yeah, we want to have affordable housing. We want to have attainable housing. And then they won't allow it whatsoever. Yep. And they're just NIMBYs. And I hate NIMBYs. Yeah. I hate them. So I want the state to ram it down their throat. But also.
Dude, I know. Hey.
And these are Democrats in charge.
Sometimes I am the older I get, I'm actually more convinced that like it is about having a forceful government so long as it's the right people in there. I can't help myself. Yeah. Because it's you're fed this whole idea of like, oh yeah, everybody gets their voice. And then you become an adult like us, and then you go you try to run a business and you try to like do what you thought the citizens said you wanted them to do, housing, and then all of a sudden it's not true, and you're like, oh, you're just saying that. Gotcha. Now I want a literal dictator. Like I need you to come in here, but dictator on my terms. Like I would be a good one. I've been saying this for a long time. Yeah, it's a good point. No, hey. Isn't it crazy that you just said that though? Like about the like, no, I want the state to ram it down. Like screw you guys.
Yep.
Because you keep saying two different things.
Yep.
And two different things can't be true at the same time. That's a true, but nothing squares here.
And that's the problem too. I've heard this argument from my friends is that you don't want to give power to one party that you wouldn't like it in the hands of another party. And
then you just never give back power. Do you see what I'm saying with the monarchy?
No. But I don't buy that
poli-sci crap. Sorry.
I don't buy that argument because here's why. I'm okay with that power. It's actually what they do with that power. So, for example.
Yeah. No, exactly.
For example, I want the government to open up competition on healthcare and on colleges, so that it can become more affordable. That's what I want. Mm-hmm. And if it takes the federal government to do it, that's fine. Well, if you have the federal government do that, then they could do what they want. It's all about, are they doing the right thing or not? Because, okay, they have the same power to lower prices, right, for healthcare or college. How are they doing it? I say through competition. The next, let's just pretend that Democrats come in and they say, we're going to make it free, which means actually just taxing everyone else, and the cost actually goes up because it's spread against everyone. No. Like, you made it free for the people who are using it, but everyone else has to pay. So that's not actually solving the problem. So they still need the power to do it. I can just have my own opinion and judge if that's actually helping it or not. And we can see in the numbers. We can see in, like, it will be evident.
Yeah.
So we're against the city's home rule.
In this case, I am. Yeah, like, something's got to give here. Something's got to give. You guys, people have fatigue. People are getting fatigued in multiple ways in society right now. And then this is what you're seeing then is then people lash out. This is a lash out. That's what it is. That's what it is. Okay, next Friday, we are 100% going to get back to the creating middle housing. I think that'll be the focus. That's all I got. I think we got to get out of here. Al's got an award meeting or something like that, so we'll see you next week. If you like this episode, you're watching on the YouTube, like, subscribe, leave us a positive comment. iTunes, 5-star reviews, send us gifts, send us your memes. See ya.